Okay, so this is Mr. Tuncel, and would you like to describe your current job title?
Okay, I'm a professor at Electrical and Computer Engineering Department in at UCR. I actually have a dual role. I am also the Associate Dean of the Graduate Division at UCR also.
Could you please describe your particular job and duties?
Okay, so I have dual duties. As a professor, my job consists of three things. One is doing research, the other is doing teaching, meaning teaching classes, and the third one is campus service. So I'm expected to serve as committee members or even chairing committees campus wide. As the associate dean, I have a different set of duties. I'm the associate dean of the academic affairs, which means I oversee grievances filed by either faculty members or graduate students. Essentially, I make sure they follow the rules, and I make sure they follow academic integrity rules, especially. So sometimes I receive complaints about cheating and other dishonesty like plagiarism and stuff like that. So it's my job to actually handle those.
All right. Could you please elaborate on your average work schedule?
Wow. Okay. So on paper, meaning officially, it can be seen as an 8 to 5 job, but it's not. Everybody knows that. So you carry your work back home. At times you have to be checking your email all the time, even until you go to bed. But on the plus side, of course, there's flexibility coming with this also, meaning you don't have to really go at 8. If you think you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, there's immense flexibility. So you could even work from home if you want some days, and some other days you could go late, or there's also traveling that comes with the research job. So sometimes you're away for 5 days attending your conference. So there's so much flexibility in the work schedule.
This might be a little awkward, but just starting with high school, please describe your educational background chronologically.
Okay. After high school, I went to college in Turkey. The name of the university is Middle East Technical University, and it was also the electrical and electronics department. And after that, I attended another university in Turkey to get my master's degree, also in electrical and electronics engineering. Then I applied for PhD positions, PhD studies all across the United States, and I got acceptance from UC Santa Barbara. I went to grad school there and then graduated, and then started looking for faculty jobs and got a job here at UCR.
All right. If you could, if you had to do it over related to your career or education, would you have done anything differently?
That's a hard question, because looking back, you always find good things about what you've done. Perhaps I could have gone to a higher ranked graduate school that will give me better job opportunities maybe. But I'm happy where I am. So every place, every time in my chronological background gave me something. So it's hard to say whether I wanted to give all that up and wanted to do something else. I don't know. On paper, I should, because I could have gone to perhaps better grad schools. I could have gone to a better university than UCR. But who knows? Maybe I wouldn't be where I am today if I went to, I don't know, let's say UCLA instead. So.
What advice would you give to, say, me, as someone interested in pursuing a career path similar to yours?
Okay, the best advice is high school could be tricky in the sense that I am actually observing this, looking at my own daughter. um, you might easily be sucked into other things than what's really important, especially with this, prevalence of technology. You should, if you're interested in academia, you should really, really, really learn your math well, and not just to pass the class, not just to get, A from your classes, but really, really learn it well. I guess without burning yourself off. You should have fun at the same time, but at the same time, you should really learn it well. You should also learn how to study well, because college actually hits hard. College is unforgiving, really. You really, really have to know your material in college.
So, why did you choose to go into academics instead of industry?
That's an interesting question. So, I never had any interest in industry, really, from day one when I set foot in a college campus, because something about the college campuses attract me. Like, you can almost smell the freedom in the air. Like, you feel. So I now feel like 20 something years after I first started college, I feel like I still feel like I'm a college student. It makes you feel young because everybody around you is there's this youngness in the air that kind of gives you more energy. That's one aspect. Of course, the aspect of doing science, contributing to the common knowledge of the humanity. Those are really noble goals, and I really wanted to contribute to science rather than work for an industry and I don't know 8 to 5 job, I guess.
Rather work to further humanity than fill somebody's bank account.
Yes, like precisely. And going into it, I already knew I was gonna earn less, and so even then, I get much more satisfaction doing what I'm doing right now than if I were working at Google, for example. And I do have friends working at Google doing twice as much as I'm doing. I still, even today, I would prefer academia.
And would you recommend your current career path to others, like going into academics instead of industry?
Depends. If you have a curious mind and if you like learning new things, always, not just to pass class, but for learning's sake, then you're an academic material, I would say. You should go to academia. On the other hand, I mean, you could get satisfaction from other things like producing something, producing a computer program, producing a machine. All those things could also be very satisfactory depending on your personality. So that wouldn't require learning as much. That wouldn't require working as hard as an academic position. But it could still be satisfactory. So there should be some soul searching towards the end of your undergrad. You would know around your senior years. You would know if you want to do academia or not.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your insight. Well, it was very nice doing this interview.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right.